Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. Check out that mountain all the way to the top. Get the sun's right there, but woo, look at that. All the rock. And it's so cool that this whole wall has like little indents and small little caves and stuff in here. And we just cleaned up one cave, and there's another small hole one over there, but I just like how the rocks go, just like these mountains. Look at that tree coming out the side right there. And all through these woods, we can see where the rain has washed up all these broken parts and particles of the tree. The trash is just rolled off the top of that mountain up there. This is cool. Anyway, so we are going to be in the book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verses 3. And this is what God said. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thy offspring. And I'm going to repeat that. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. And I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thy offspring. Has there been a time in your life that you have felt dry or empty? When we go through difficult times, we may feel like we have nothing left. But as Christians, we can rest in the assurance that the feeling will not last, because we can call on the Holy Spirit to pour into us and revive us, much like how God can change a famine into a time of abundance. Our spiritual lives can be turned from dry to overflowing. God can move mountains. God created everything. He created your life. He created the problems in your life, the obstacles. He built you to overcome them. We are to remember that he says, do not worry, to put your faith and your trust in me, that you should overcome all things. No matter what happens to you, you was made to overcome it. Whether your house gets burned down, gets flooded, and you lose this, and now you're homeless, and this and that. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people say, oh man, you know, I'm homeless now, and what am I going to do? Jesus was homeless. We got to remember, we was not born into a world full of houses. That was man-made. God didn't make that. You're able to survive. You're able to live through the things. And everything that happens, it happens for a reason. We're to learn from it. A lot of people, especially in this generation, really needed to be humble themselves. This whole world and the way we're going with this sin and how we just don't care about other people. We only care about ourselves. We don't even care about family members. You know, nobody even takes care of their mom and dad no more. They just put them into a home. And they wonder where common sense went out the window. Common sense started going out the window the moment we started putting our old people into homes and not taking care of them because we didn't want to deal with it. Or we can't afford it. Yes, you can. You just didn't want to. You was only concerned about yourself when you came home. Well, I got my kids, my family, and then my work just takes too much time. I just want to take time. I just want to relax. Forgetting that that is another life who deserved much better than that. And then nobody never goes and sees them. They just sit there, just rot away. You have condemned them to prison. And a lot of people think it's not the same thing. It is the same thing. You have pretty much left them in isolation. You don't go visit them. You don't have time. Oh, I'll do it next time. I'll do it time. Oh, we'll go once a month. Prisoners get more visitation than the people that are in the old folks' home. The ones that are just too dark, you know, too heavy to deal with. Your kids, you want to put them on medication because they got ADHD or whatever. No, they don't have a problem. You was built to go around and explore this whole world, not be stuck in a classroom in a box. And then you want to get mad at these kids because they're doing what God gave them to do, was to get up and to go do things, especially little boys. But instead of dealing with it and accepting that that's how they are and teaching them, well, we just can't do that right now. You're going to have to wait till you come home, and then you can act all crazy all you want to when you go outside. But see, people don't even let their kids outside no more. Well, you can't. There's too much evil in the world. Well, they can if you was to get up off your butt and keep an eye on them. But see, nobody wants to do their job. Then nobody wants to have time. I just don't got time for that. I just don't have time for that. And the world and the government makes it almost impossible for us to do that. Because you can't afford the things. So both people got to be at work. And that was their whole point. We just slowly fell for it. And now we're here like, oh, well, now they're doing this to her. Well, they've been doing it to us this whole time. We just wasn't awoke enough to pay attention to it. And we allowed them to do it. We came into agreement with it. Because we wanted to have the fastest car. We wanted to have the best technology. We wanted to have a TV in every room instead of just one TV, and being grateful that we at least had a television. It's called greed. Me, 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 me. To where nobody cared about all the people around them, their loved ones, including their own children. Because everybody wants to chase after, well, what about me and myself? And then the one people that sacrifices themselves by not going to college, by not doing this because they're staying at home and taking care of the needy, people talk down about them. Say they are nothing. They never amount to anything. Honey, they're more precious and have more rank and honor in God's eyes than all the things that you have accomplished by going to school. No matter what you graduated from Harvard or Yale or whatever. The fact that that person did what the Lord asked y'all to do is higher ranking than you can ever imagine in God's eyes. Because you have it all wrong. Your priorities and your beliefs are all wrong. Everything about you has turned to selfishness. Is greed, is vain. Jesus was a king, a ruler, but guess what he did? He spent his whole time here on earth serving other people. He wasn't living for himself. He wasn't out here saying, I am the king, make way for the king. He didn't do that. He didn't even have a home. God, the creator of all things, doesn't even act like that. Nor did he, when he came down here in human form, did he come down here and act like that. He came here to be a servant. And it says multiple times in multiple scriptures of the Bible that you're to live like a servant. You're here to serve others, not yourself. For your reward will be great in heaven. But see, people got it all wrong. They think they got to get that job. They got to get that, that title, that placement. They got to have the best of this. It's all, that's you being you, me, 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 me. Guess who else like that? The devil. Guess where he belongs? God created a whole hell just for him and his angels because of the greed, the vainness. And there was all the me, 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 me attitude. See, hell was not built for man. It was just built for the evil of Satan and the fallen angels. It was not meant for man at all. But he was mad because he was cast down there that he decided to take God's precious gifts, his own children, there with him. And you put yourself there by acting like the devil. By thinking you're better than other people, that you don't have time for this, you ain't got time for that, and you don't care about that person because all you care about is yourself. The devil only cares about himself and what he wants. And how he was the most beautiful one, and all this and all that, and 2 bags of chips. And he's doing great works, taking God's children. Because look at how you guys act, most of y'all. Like the devil.